Hello family, how you doing? This is Aislee coming to you with Hustle Dads and Family Legacy Club. Yet again, with the new program or platform alert today. And today we're going to be discussing Troy Investor. All right, so I'm going to share with you a little bit of, how I get started or how I look at, a new platform or opportunity, and also a little strategy, in regards to what I do to convince timeframes and doing my own due diligence. Everyone does it a little bit different, and I'm gonna share with you, how I do it. That's kind of similar to how I do real estate, and the differences, in some nuances in my mindset versus some other folks in their mindset when it comes to opportunity. And one thing that I look at also is the time value of money, which is one thing, something that other people may not even mention or consider in their evaluation. All right, so before I dive into that, family, let me go ahead and go over some house rules and let you guys know that this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not a financial advisor. This is for informational and entertainment information only. All right, so education, whatever you wanna call that. All right, you got to do your own due diligence. Just because I do it this way doesn't mean you have to do it this way or that way. But this information can kind of help you put together your own special mix of how you approach opportunities and how you get involved if you get involved. But this is just documenting my journey in this path towards building, financial freedom, building a legacy, and building wealth. And so this is how we're growing our crypto, our assets, and how we getting our hustle on as hustle dads, moms, people out here in the whole entire universe, the whole globe, making it happen. All right, so let's dive in and get to it. Boom. All right, so we're going to start off as far as in Troy Investor, and I have already logged into the back office of Troy Investor. All right, so even though this is a new platform alert, I've actually been enrolled in Troy Investor. I think today makes an entire month. This is April 11th, and been involved in Troy Investor an entire month, and have not done anything other than sign up and join and get started with the trade account. I put some money in, and normally how I would do this, how I do this with Troy Investor, I just threw $100 in. All right, and so my initial valuation, if I'm in this space, okay, so when you're in this space, you hear of things kind of early before a lot of people, and you got a feel of what's going on. And so when this was sent to me by numerous different people and some people that I trust and have rapport, and this was introduced to me by, some people, few different people that I know have a trust or really some affinity, a high affinity with. I always encourage you when you're evaluating opportunities or things are sent to you, it's very important to have some type of affinity with the referrer or someone that referred it to you, whether you know them personally or whether online if you followed a lot of their content and information. And so when something's sent to me from, depending on where it's coming from or whatever, I may initially do an initial review by looking up some data, Google search, YouTube, you name it, and I'll initially throw in $100 to $500, and that's just off an initial, looking at it. It doesn't mean I do it the same day. Like, so with this, someone sent me some information, and that was over a couple of days period where I was like, okay, let me just lock in a position and go from there. I did that, and I literally have not really logged into this. I've been monitoring some things online that I've been reviewing, and I have not even looked at or called a presentation. They do presentations on this platform like every morning in different countries. Like in the US, I think it's at 9:45 or 9:30 or something Eastern Standard Time. And I have not even gotten on one of those presentations or one of the recordings of those presentations. But I have reviewed a good bit of information and I reviewed a good bit of information actually prior to this video, just in preparation for this video and sharing it with you all a few things. So one thing I want to go over is a few things that's like my trade account. And I'm going to go over how this is broken down. But I want to let you know, in 1 month, I've made on $100, $13.5. Quick, simple, easy math. That's 13.5% a month without doing anything. All right. That's not recruiting one single person. So I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about that, because if I start recruiting or sharing this opportunity with my network and people that I know, that can increase significantly by looking at the way this opportunity pays. So I want to point that out, because if you're a person that, not into building teams or recruiting or sharing opportunities with folks, you don't have to. You can make a great return in this. And if you do, you can make, huge. So a lot of people already, when I first got involved, I had a few friends already mentioned that, hey, I think that's one of those things you have to do a lot of recruiting. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't care if it's a lot of recruiting or not. I'm looking at my first initial, I'm looking at the product or the service that they're offering. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more. But the return I have on placing my money here, and if not, and it's not just the return of, of capital. I mean, that something boasts a high return, usually it's high risk. All right. So I'm not opposed to high risk, but I'm going to manage the risk. But it's the return of capital, which is more important, which is, do I think this platform is going to pay? Do I think this platform has any lasting power? Do I think it has any legs, any substance that will help or make this sustainable? Versus, is it a scam? Is it a Ponzi? Is it something to that nature that makes it very less credible to last at least 90 days, a year, 2-3 years, or what, so be it. Based on everything I've seen so far, I'm going to go over in this evaluation. Looks as though this has some substantial lasting power so far. All right. So with that being said, the 13.5% that I made in this past month, could have made more. This was pretty much the minimum just on, like I said, doing nothing. If I put $1,000 in here, that you just add a zero, and I'm looking at, making $130, $135 in a month just by the capital in there doing what Troy Investor here, what they do. All right, so let's look in the account here. This is my account, trade history. I put in, $100 in a trade, and let's see the date, 3/13. So actually, it hasn't been 28 days, 4 weeks. So it hadn't been exactly a month already, and already made 13%, and it'll make another $1 tomorrow, $1 the next day. So it'll make 15% in a month. All right, there's not going to be much information in here. TRP is the trade income, basically. And when I go over a little bit later on the compensation or how it pays, you're going to see down here when it first started for me, started trading, I was making 0.5% a day. You're going to make that for a certain number of days, like 10 days, the next 10 days, 0.75%. And you can see for the next 20 days, it's going to make 1%. Now, there's ways to increase this, accelerate this percentage even faster so that you are making triple, quadruple, whatever, those percentages a lot quicker, all right? So that you get into profit or makes more profit, more or higher return on your money, all right? Income, these are the 4 different ways you can get paid. So this is the only way I'm getting paid right now. I haven't done anything as far as introductions. I haven't introduced anybody. Advisory, I hadn't done anything for advisory income. And appraisal, I haven't done anything for appraisal income as yet, as team as well. You can see here is team, partners. There are no partners, no levels. I hadn't introduced anyone. I know some people already have hundreds of partners, people that introduce especially some YouTubers and some folks that are big, heavy recruiters in different spaces. I'm a decent recruiter, but more of my strategy involves an opportunity that I can make money in case if no one joins. And then if people want to join our family legacy team, our family legacy team, and Hustle Dads, club, then so be it. But the days of chasing folks and convincing people to make money and opportunity, we've been long past that, and so it's not attractive at all. And my mindset mentality is, if you're doing well and things are doing what you said, you're going to attract the right people. All right, the right people, the right mindset and spirit to you. They're going to come along your path or whatever, join your team or build that family, that community, and grow that way. And things will start, building exponentially. And so myself and my business partner, Aliasa, the different ventures that we partake in, we notice that, and we're focused more so on that quality versus quantity. All right, the quality. They say it's easier to run with 1,000 than it is to carry one. And I truly believe that. So as you guys see here, it's not much to see in the back office because I haven't done anything, but you're going to notice that there's a couple of ways you can get started and add money to this, whether it's Troy, and we're going to talk about this. Troy Investor has his own coin, his own token, all right, that's a big deal. That's really, really nice that they have that. But you can join with Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Tron, Ripple, Bitcoin, USDT, which is what I use to fund this account. These are the different Ethereum, Binance Litecoin, all the different coins. So if you already have some of these coins in one of your wallets, you don't have to go and purchase another coin. You're actually going to click and generate an address. And when you generate an address, you get the address, you copy it, and you're going to send the funds from your wallet into here. All right. And then so when you enter the money and send the money to your wallet, it's going to come and be available in this wallet right here. So if you see this wallet here has $1.03 because I had $101 that I sent over here and put 100 into the trade. So you're going to put in your username, enter the amount once the money is available, and you want to do that in $10 increments. And so you'll end up entering the amount in here. You're going to hit request. That's OTP, one-time password. That one-time password is going to be sent to your email so that you'll enter that in and you'll hit trade. And that's just verified that you are moving money into the trade, so that trade is there, and you're going to be able to make those returns on that money and also be able to get up to 300%, which I'm going to share with you. I'll go over that information right now. All right, so sit back, relax, buckle your seatbelts. Let's dive into this. Now we're going to be diving into this together, right? Because I went through this information already, but I'm not presenting this. I'm not selling the opportunity to you guys as far as a polished presenter on this information. I haven't even listened to one of their sales presentation. All right, I don't need the sales presentation. I'm going to listen to one just so I can pick up every time I hear something. Listen, I pick up something new. I know I'm not going to understand every detail right at first when I get involved in something. And therefore, that's why the amount of capital or money that I may invest initially may look a little bit different than someone else. I know I had someone an opportunity say, well, hey, how do you invest in something that before you invest, you should do your due diligence. You never stop doing your due diligence. It was kind of absurd to me because it's like, all my due diligence is done. It's like, are you crazy? Are you smoking? I'm like, I went to school, I get an education, and I'm constantly learning in life. Like, did you go to take history class and you learned everything about history? It's crazy to me. So like when you say, oh, you should have, yeah, you learn as much as you can until you're at a point where you're comfortable to move forward. All right. Or, and when it comes to evaluating opportunities with us, so many opportunities come at us so fast. If you're in this space, you got to have methods and means to condense some time frames and evaluate stuff and make moves. Because by the time you make a move on something, a lot of times some of the opportunity is not the same. The opportunity is gone. But you never need to be afraid to lose out on opportunity just because it is moving fast or whatever. But you're going to have to either adapt or miss out, form some type of way that you're comfortable in how you're moving forward. And that's just the way we do it. And that's all right. So Troy Investor Highlighter. So these are some highlights about Troy Investor. It talks about the absence of prime broker. This right here, just lends to, I guess, Troy Investor just making a way to show how they differentiate themselves, be able to be a prime broker and solve or a solution to that. So as the market cap of cryptocurrencies exceed 300 billion, the entire liquidity structure is still highly segmented across the top 10 crypto exchanges. 28% of professionals contribute over 74% of trading volume. And the absence of prime brokers lead to inefficiency of settlement and exposure to account management risks. All right. All-star funding team members. It talks about that. The leadership have global experience, mapping a complex crypto landscape, remarkable user growth, operational data, Troy Investor positioning statement. So don't worry, guys. I'm going to post this video, I think, on my Google Drive or something. Not the video, but the document right here for you to go through. But I believe this is on the website as well. But, access to it. But if not, I'll have the Google Doc here for you. This is Troy Investor Roadmap. So apparently, I forget the exact date that Troy Investor released, but it's been out for a while. And this was a roadmap, whether they got started on a lot of these things since 2019. It's been around for a little while and it's going through these stages. Hopefully they've done everything they said they were going to do up until, launching its own exchange, as you can see, which is not here yet. Launching Troy Investor app. I know they do have an app. I don't have the app. I do have an Android and I have an iPhone, but it's not on the iPhone yet. But that's fine with me. I'm more, lean towards the Android anyway. So that's great. I probably will download it, but it's not necessary right now. Troy Investor will start NFT auction. I don't know if they've done that. 10 to October 2021. Launched the Troy Investor app for iOS. So they haven't done that yet, but I guess they're working on that. So anyway, these are some of the roadmap and things, and you can follow this. You can do as much due diligence and go and dive in and see if Troy Investor has done any and all of this. Okay, so let's move forward as well. Some more. Troy Investor Network, decentralized investor network, and centralized. So it just talks about some of the decentralized things. Here I see you have, of course, MetaMask here, and the icons, and USDT and Tether and Binance. Here you have centralized trading and custody investments over here. There's Coinbase and some of the other networks and things. Troy Investor Network, public chain protocol layer, infrastructure, off-chain trading layer, settlement network layer, application layers. So I'm really curious to see how in a presentation, the key or highlight or what they point out with all this data and information that they have here to share. When you look at the ecology of Troy Investor, there's a lot here. Blockchain infrastructures, traditional enterprise and merchants over here, DeFi, financial infrastructures, in exchanges and trading markets. So they had, a lot going on here. Here is types of return. Here's what I get a little more familiar. When I first hear opportunity, I'm looking at, is how we get paid. All right. I'm not negating any and all this information. Is very important, because when you're investing in these platforms, this helps it have legs and something that is backing this part right here. This part doesn't mean anything unless you have some, products, services, some legit stuff to how they generate money so they can pay you a return. Okay. And last, and not be like one of these Ponzi schemes or having the rug pulled out from you, as soon as things start getting good. So you have the trade revenue profit, right? So this is revenue profit that you earn that I showed earlier in the back office. That's the only way I've been earning. You have introduction bonus, advisory bonus, appraisal bonus. So 2 ways of operation: become an investor, which is what I've been operating the whole time so far, or become an advisor, which is both. All right. So Troy Investor, a member that puts money, crypto into Troy. And let me expand this a little bit. All right. So I'm back. Member that puts money, crypto into Troy Investor wallet in order to make trade revenue profit. All right. So that's how I've been operating. Once you will activate your first referral, you'll become or be automatically rewarded as an advisor. So just refer one person. Now, I know that you need to have money in here first before you can start referring people and get paid off of folks. So you definitely need to, and I think the minimum you can start this with maybe $20. All right. So, minimum, is right here. $20 to, I think this is a typo here because you need to have 3 zeros. So I think to $1 million. So deposit start is minimum $20 to $1 million. All right. And so here's where I was telling you guys the trade revenue profit that you make. All right. So your first 10 days, you're going to make 0.5%. The next 10 days after that, 0.75. And the next 20 days, this is where I just started here not too long ago. Even though it looks as though I've been in about 4 weeks, 21 days, more than 21 days, I'm not sure if they count weekends. So that's something I got to look into. Are you generating revenue on the weekends as well? Because I guess you may not be able to trade markets, or some markets may be closed. I'm not sure. So that's something on my list. The further I go in, the more that I learn. All right. So you look at 1%, 1.5, 3, all the way to 6%. All right. The longer you're in the interest, trade revenue profit increases. All right. And so if you are a sole investor, you can get TRP bonus from 0.5% to 6% according to this chart. So, all right, moving on. All right. So how do you make money as an advisor? Well, as an advisor, when you introduce more people, you're going to incur an increase in your revenue profit. So if you introduce one person, all right, you're going to take that 0.5% to, I believe, 1%. All right. I believe that's 1% and not 0.5 plus 1%. Yeah, it says 1%. Here you're going to increase, introduce a second person. So that's plus 1 plus 1. That's another person. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's 2 people here total. You're going to take that to 1.5. You introduce another 2 people, a total of 4, 2%. So the more people that you introduce, you're going to take that 0.5% all the way to 6% much quicker. All right. So you'll be able to earn, 6%. So let's read here. To be an advisor, you should only need to refer one direct and start increasing TRP bonus from 1% to 6% accordingly as directed, joining with the same or higher package from introducer to live trading. So I'm going to stop right here with strategy number 1, guys. So strategy number 1 is this. One is you can open up multiple trades. So instead of you coming in with $1,000, you may say, all right, let me do not just 10, but 20 $50 packages. All right, trades. What that does is when people come in under you, everybody may not start with $1,000. So you're not going to get bonuses unless there's a person that has a trade package equal or higher than yours. So you want to, that's number one, strategy number one. Have multiple lesser trade packages that you enter into. Strategy number one. Strategy number two with that is you can, in this, you're not penalized for having multiple positions. So you can actually become your own referrer, right? So that's one of my next videos. You're going to see me start adding even myself, one of my children, whoever, into in this and building this out so I can increase the trade revenue and also make sure that I have smaller trade amounts in order to increase the percentage. So for example, if I have $50 times 20, right? And yeah, that might be a little bit of inconvenience, a headache doing that 20 times, $50, 20 times, but at the same time, now, if I have 10 people that are introduced to this, that's 2, 4, 6, 9, I'm now earning 3% on that $1,000 per day instead of 1% or 0.5% or whatever. All right. For every person that has deposited more than $50 to start their account. And I can take it all the way down to $20 if I want, but I would like to think most people on average, and once I start collecting some data, I'm going to see what the average starting deposit is on my team. And I'm looking already at some other people's video or information they sent, and you're having people that's starting, I would say, really be honest with you, averaging, $200 to $300 starting out with this. So that means that I would get increase based on majority of those people having a higher trade value, and the difference between on $1,000, 1% and 3% is significant. It's 3 times the difference. So instead of on $1,000 earning $10 a day, I'll be earning at a rate of $30 a day on my capital. All right, and you look at 3%, guys. 3% a day is it's going to give you roughly double your money every month. All right, you're talking about doubling your money every month. All right, and just off of that alone is huge. That's huge right there. All right, we'll talk about, and I've done some of these spreadsheets that shows you the power of compounding, and you're doubling your money every single month is crazy. All right, and you start off small. Start off with $1,000 and you double that. Every month you see what those numbers look like. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. All right, so let's move to the next introduction bonus. Introduction bonus 50%. So what this says is, hey, you introduce someone, your first partner, second partner, and if their profits are $100, you're going to get 50% of that, $50. All right, so you get $125 as an introduction bonus on these two people, because if you got 50% of this person's 150, that's 75 plus 50 is 125. All right, so if you're getting 50, whatever that person's what they're earning. So if you got someone that has that $1,000 that I was telling you about, and they're getting at $30 a day on that, then you're getting half, 50% of that. That's when this thing starts really, if you start introducing people, it really compounds and increases the amount of capital you make fairly quickly. All right, so that is hot. So this right here shows on your first 2 levels are already unlocked. All right, so as soon as you introduce one person, they introduce another person that's on the next level, you're going to earn 50% on the first level, 25% on that second level. All right, and This is $2,500 in business unlocks level 3 and 4. So what does that mean? That means if you have 3 people that invest $1,000 each, you're going to have $3,000 in business, and that's going to allow you to start earning on these 2 levels as well. Now, this is huge, and when I say huge, it doesn't take much. Other platforms where I introduce, 5 people and had more than $16,000 in team money or capital, and that's without even really doing any recruiting, just a few people that I know that I shared this with or opportunity with. So that would unlock level 7 through 8. So if you can see down here, you earn 25, 20%, 20%, 10%, all the way to 21 levels, you can earn 5%. And to unlock the whole 21 levels, you just need $64,000 in business. All right. That is really not hard for especially folks that's, hustling, and recruiters, and whether you're a big recruiter or average, it really only takes you introducing the right person, 1 or 2 people that go for it. And I'm going to share with you a couple of things, because there is a little breakage in this that I noticed, not much, but how it has to be spread out so that in case you just run across that one killer person, you can't just, reap all the benefits. You would have to have a balance or a second or third leg that, that your production is generating across in order to maximize. And that's not that bad either. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about here, you'll see a little bit later. And the more you're, introduced and looking at different comp plans and the way things are paid up, you'll start to understand more. All right. There is no any business required for get 1 and 2 level. Someone foreign must have wrote this, definitely, which Troy Investor is, and you'll see based another country, I believe. And so, but for level 3 to 21, there will be a fixed business amount condition according to this table, and it will be on live business. So basically, it's just reiterating what I already told you. The first 2 levels you get, the rest of the levels you have to qualify with amount of business that you have. All right. So let's go to the appraisal bonus. Now this is kind of hot. This is really hot. What this means is that your position, you're going to go through different positions based on the team business or volume that's trading. So once your team hits the $8,000 mark, you're going to earn $20 a day. All right. That's $600 a month extra just for having a team of enough people that generate $8,000. One of the other opportunities, I had one person that had over $8,000 that they put in the account. So, you never know. Let's say hit 20,000, 30,000, 60,000, 100,000, you can see this is the amount of money you're earning per day. That's $350 per day. All right. Which will put you into over $10,000 a month at this position right here in appraisal bonus. As you can see, it's all the way up to $50,000 a day based on you having, 5 million? Yep. In total volume through your team. So that's huge. That's huge, guys. Funny thing is, I've been aware of, other opportunities and platforms that I haven't done any videos on that we've been involved in. Like I forget the name of one that starts off with 5.5% a day, where you got people doing crazy numbers in these categories per day in bonus. Hyperfund, that's what it is. Some folks that I'm aware of, and that's at 0.5%. It's not up to 6%. And that project's backed by a lot of stuff it's doing. Very similar, remind me to this. And, our motto, the way we do, one goes down. We have we diversified several different opportunities. There's a lot of people that are not liking or akin to that philosophy of how we operate. And that's fine. It's totally whatever works for them. They like to be gung-ho in one and put all their eggs in that one basket and ride that until it dies and start back over. We're not doing that. we have what's called a vault, family legacy vault of opportunities that we go through, we vet, we rank them, and this is how, and we diversify upon those opportunities. But we have a strong, maybe 1, 2, or 3 out of those. And right now I have a strong 1 or 2 that that we're pursuing. But that does not take and say that I don't need to throw $1,000 in this program and actually, build this simultaneously. There's nothing that say you can't do that, and you can't do it efficiently and effectively. And if anybody tells you anything different, so be it. Let them do what they do, or whatever, because honestly, people will want you to focus all your time and energy to what benefits them. They have an agenda. All right. It's just, it is what it is. All right. Everyone does. There's nothing wrong with having an agenda. You just need to make sure that you are aware so that you can make the best decision for you, and you can operate under the best strategy for you. Okay. So with that, let me get to the rest of this, guys. According to this illustration, one stronger leg counts as 40% of business. The other, all active legs, count as 60%. So what that means is, when I told you can't have that one person that has all your activity or production under, you can have no more than about 40% of that production in that leg, and 60% needs to be divided amongst a couple of other legs. Okay, so that can be 40%, 20, 20, and 20. It can be 40% here, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, make up 60%. All right, however you need to do it. It can be 40%, 40%, and 20%. All right, so, and that's so that you can maximize the compensation plan. This is where the breakage I was telling you a little bit earlier. We might dive more into that in a future video, but this is just a quick run through overview to where, for me, where I'm making $100 to $1,000 investment in something, I don't really have the time or want to put the time into to doing act as though I'm investing $100,000. Am I saying don't value or treat your money? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that depending on where information is coming from, lets me know initially, what I need to do or how much I can throw at it initially until I get in and start digging a little bit deeper. And like you saw when I first started this video, I threw $100 at this. Boom. I should have threw a couple of hundred more, but I had several different things going on at the same time, which a couple of more videos I'm going to release where I have 2 or 3 other similar type opportunities that we're reviewing and going through. And so I will be releasing a few more videos in the next couple of weeks and start doing updates on those videos on opportunities. But we have one major opportunity that I've been, kind of making sure I have everything set for that opportunity, because that's going to be, I would say, 60% of my funds and things are going towards that opportunity and documenting our journey in that opportunity there. But I will have opportunities like this. I really like this for the small, just getting started person in the space, because you don't need that much and you can do a lot of your learning or your due diligence in an opportunity like this. I share with people when I got started and I was in the network marketing space 20 plus years ago, right? A new young kid, college, and one of the best things that ever happened to me, right? The ups and downs, but the learning, the things I got out of the personal growth, getting turned on to people like Zig Ziglar and, oh man, the guy, he passed away. I remember seeing Les Brown when I was younger speak, and then you have the 21 Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell, listening to him speak, and a whole ton of other speakers. And one of the main speakers that passed away, I can't think of his name now, but he's a great speaker. A lot of the information and mindset, I got turned on to all of this stuff, man. And I've been able to use this in other aspects of my life. and to help, build and create strong mindset, and also to help adjust when you fall down. Because you're going to fall down in things in life. You're going to have the ups and downs and things of life, and you got to be able to, just like you fall down learning to ride a bicycle, get back up. And so if you're in this space, you're going to learn by doing and going through. And then you want to learn by also watching other people so that you can minimize your down times and maximize your, success and wins. All right. So with that being said, let's finish up here. American financial markets versus cryptocurrency. You can see 75 trillion. Cryptocurrencies are now 300 billion, according to this, whenever this was produced last year. Market domination by professional investors, individuals, institutions. As you can see, the volume, the number, and the volume from individuals, the number of institutions, the volume for institutions, the 80-20 principles in effect. If you don't know the 80-20 principle, basically 20% people make up 80% of anything. All right. The production of anything. Any organization, if you have a nonprofit, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. That's just how it works. Troy Investors' goal is to discover the needs of the market and to provide customized services for professional investors. It's nice. Globalized cryptocurrency market calls for qualified brokerage services. As you can see, top 10 exchanges, exchange trading volume here, top 10, according to this graph, the cryptocurrencies. Of course, I have a Kraken, KuCoin wallet, of course, Binance, Coinbase has a high market share. I've never been a real big fan of Coinbase, but it has its purpose and serves a lot of folks. Binance uses distribution, the U.S. and other countries. Absence of professional trading tools and liquidity solutions. Troy, boasting how they're, or showing how they differentiate or solution. Here is Troy Investor Master Level Trading Platform, Asset Management Service, Sophisticated Data, Analytics. And also, Troy has a coin. I won't talk much about it here, but in future videos, I may talk a little bit more, show you where you can go. There's going to be on a couple of different exchanges. Just search for it, the Troy token. You'll find it if you're looking for it. I know I'm going to look for it so I can, see if it's a token that I probably will invest in, or see what's going on with it, what it's trading for. Maybe if it's worth, staking or doing something with it. I'll get into that later. This is broker service valuation module. Look into this a little bit more later. It just names some of the Charles Schwab, Robinhood. You're familiar with those. Troy Investor. Some more data here. Troy Investor, Master Level Trading Platform, Diversified Brokerage. All this is good info. Here's the products. People always talk about the difference in a Ponzi and what's called, back when I was younger, folks got in trouble, which was a thing called friends helping friends, different pyramid schemes. Well, a pyramid doesn't have products. So there are products involved, and just what people a lot of times don't realize that, a return or on capital, investment product is a product. If you invest money into a real estate project, and the real estate project is one product by itself, but the whole investment product is a product as well that's backed by something. So when you look at a lot of these opportunities, that's one of the things that we're starting or learning to look at. Like, what is backing this investment? What is helping make it sustainable, or so that they can pay these returns? And that's what makes things more riskier than others. If you cannot answer that question, or cannot see some stuff that helps answer that question, you're more than likely getting in a high risk, very high risk opportunity or program, So just be mindful of that. So team and advisors, strategic investors, global media, here, join the Troy Investor community. So I'm already on the Troy Investor Telegram room. I'm going to make sure that, I follow them on Twitter. Here's the Troy Investor website, Troy Investor Facebook. I'll make sure I'm on that. Here's their support, which is real key. So I'm going to test out support. Here's QR code. You can scan to go straight to these social media sites for them. Terms and conditions here. So Saturday and Sundays will be weekly off. There's a minimum withdrawal is $20. Once income hits a 4-time capping, we'll release on 2 times of your current deposits. This is stuff I'm gonna have to dive a little bit more into. Sign up is free. Inactive users cannot able to refer. 0 fee on wallet or wallet transfers. That's cool, real cool. 0 deposits and withdrawal fees. 20% will be deposit in FDT, fixed deposit trade on withdrawals. 5% will be deposit in FDV, fixed deposit trade on balance to wallet transfer. So a lot of this stuff I'm gonna have to dig in a little bit more so I can just make sure I understand all of this. But that's it, guys, as far as Troy Investor. So that gives you a little bit about, how we look at initially in evaluating an opportunity that enough for us to, start with, $100 to $500 to $1,000. And then now is when I start digging a little bit more to see like, okay, am I going to put some more? Because to me, if it's not paying or something the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or once I get in there, some things I don't like, then I'm not going to do all the rest of this stuff. It makes no sense. And that's why I was telling you guys, I approach this kind of like I approach when I do a real estate investment. So I'll put down some earnest money between $100 and $500, sometimes up to $1,000. But I'll throw $100 at for sale by owner / some off-market deals. Because some of you are going to tell me, you can't put $500 down earnest deposit. You can't do that. I can do that all day long. But when I do that, now I will start looking further in the deal and putting together some details and crunching numbers. But initially, I can put an offer on any deal before going out looking at a property and wasting a whole bunch of time. So I'm gonna give you one little tip. Like for me, I'm not going to be walking through a house up and down, this and that, doing all this due diligence if I know up front that I don't have either one, typically I need a motivated seller, or something that makes it worth my time to where I feel that, okay, now I'll go and then do a lot of the due diligence. Some people want to do a whole research paper worth of diligence on a property and don't even have an offer or contract to get a feel of what the sellers or what they may take. I need a ballpark. I need to get a feel, this and that, before I do all of that work. Because you can't get that work back. You don't get that time back. All right? Of course you don't get money. That's why you don't put up a whole bunch of money to do all of that. And that's why with these opportunities, $100, $500 for me, I'm not saying you, but for me, in these opportunities, depending on where I'm getting them from, and because I'm in this space, I have a lot of affinity with several different people that help vet this to minimize my risk, because we rarely just lose putting a platform and the platform gone the next week. We've done that. I've done that with some stuff that was really risky, like a Bitcoin doubler, those doublers that double in 4 days, 2, 3, 4 days. Those are super high risky. And some of them are backed with no project. That's just like gambling. That's if you're going, I know people that play the cash flow for or whatever lottery, every day and spend $20, $30, $50, $100 a day for that. So, people have their ways they want to do stuff. I don't do the numbers or the lottery like that. I have nothing to kind of gauge that other than pure luck and guessing numbers and stuff like that. So with this here, at least I have, strategies and things in place, to help minimize loss. And some of the new things that we're doing with personally trading ourselves within the Forex and cryptocurrency markets, and with our new NFT project that you need to keep your eyes on the video, because we're going to be documenting our journey with that, and that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun to see not only what's possible, but also what's probable, so that you can see for your own self with your own eyes as we go through this journey. All right, guys, this video has been already way too long. So if you stayed on up until this point, you're going to see my link down low if you want to join the team or join Troy Investor or any of the different opportunities at your own risk or whatever. Then so be it. As a link down there, and if you do use any of the links of mine, send us a email or contact us or whatever, so that we can know, so I can actually send you some bonus information, material, and help support as much as possible. We're not support for the opportunity, the company, Troy Investor. They have their own support, but as far as supporting you in the space, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the content. So I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And then if you want to be notified when we have new videos or things posted, hit the notification bell as well. And thank you. God bless. Peace.